Welcome to our 2023 Wildwood Grand Lodge 42DL. Starting right in the back corner here, you get your shore cord inlet. So as you pop this guy open, you're going to find a little metal tab in the bottom corner there. Lines up with this metal tab there. Press them in together, and a little 1/8 turn will lock it into place. And then you get the threaded collar in the back there to properly lock it down. As you follow the cord back, you're going to find a standard 50 amp end there. Some campsites will have that, some won't. So we do provide you with this adapter here so you can take that 50 down to a 30. Most campsites do have that. You can just plug straight on in and you're good to go. We also provide you with a 15 amp adapter, so if you're looking to plug in at home to charge your batteries or run your fridge, you got the power to do so. In this corner, as well as each corner of the trailer, you get these stabilizer jacks here. All they do is they run down, contact the ground, give it another turn or so just to firm it up, and that'll get rid of any sort of bounce or sway that you have in the unit. Making our way down the side, you got that little stove vent there, so there's a little flap inside that you can see is currently opened up, just allowing our fan to evacuate any sort of fumes. Once you're done, you'd just be taking that flap, two little locking tabs in the bottoms there. You'll press those in until they click. That'll prevent any sort of dust from kicking up in there while you're out traveling. Sewer system down here, so you get your galley tank in the back, gray tank in the middle here, and then black tank in the front. So basically, you'll be taking your sewer hose, and it'll detach onto there. It's got the same ears on it that the sewer cap here has. It'll attach the same way, just kind of pressing it in, turning it until it locks into place. You'll open up that valve and the tank will drain itself out. Typically, you're going to want to start with the black valve up front here. Same idea, you're going to attach your sewer hose here and then pull the black valves. So your black valve is controlling your black tank. Black tank is filtering your toilet. Of course, it's going to be your dirtiest water. That's why you want to do that first. Once that's done, you can then come to your gray tank here. This gray tank is going to be filled through your bathroom sink as well as your shower. Typically a little bit cleaner. We'll dump that in the middle. And then in the kitchen sink there, we'll do that last. Kind of up from there, we get the exhaust for your furnace. So if you're ever running your furnace, just to make sure it's not blocked off, it does get hot. Freshwater inlet here, pop that cap out of there, water hose will stick into there, turn on the water, and that fills up your freshwater tank. You know that tank is full once you start seeing some water spit out of a little vent that you have down here. The drain for that tank is just right here. You pull this guy off to the side and you can see it drains itself out. I do just have it full right now because we'd summarized the unit. Marked by this sticker here, you've got low point drains. Kind of right up in the back here, you've got some valves. You can open those up, just allows the water system to drain itself out. So if you're leaving the unit for a while, or if you don't want your water going stale or stagnant, you can just kind of drain it out before you go. City water connection is kind of right up from there. Your water hose will plug into there, turn on the water, and that'll pressurize the lines throughout the unit. Inside of here, you're going to find your hot water tank. So before turning it on, this is fully electricity with a switch just inside the unit. Before turning it on though, you just want to hit this relief valve on the side there. As you open that up, you should get that little shot of water coming out from the unit. As long as you got that, the tank is full, you're good to go. If you're not getting any water out, you do just want to make sure your water's all turned on with this guy full before firing it up, just because you do run the risk of burning out your elements. For winterizing the unit, once it comes time, these two valves there, you just turn those, allow the bypass to open itself up, and then draining the tank, just that little plug there, you just unscrew that, and it drains itself out. This right here is going to be your antifreeze inlet for winterizing the unit. It is tied into your water pump, just kind of right through that back hole there. Black tank flush here, so you may notice over time after having gone and dumped your black tank, your monitor panel is still reading 1/3 or 2/3, whatever it may be. Typically just some debris inside of the tank hanging between the probes. So what you can do is take your water hose and plug it into here, turn on the water, open up that black valve, and that'll just flush out that tank for you. Straight up from there, you'll find your exterior shower. You'll get a key just like this guy here. You can stick it on into there, open her up. Standard 3-foot hose with a standard head, hot and cold water. So if you got the dog out getting muddy, you can spray him off before he goes inside. Once you're done, just kind of locking it back down. Straight down from there, you're going to find your front stabilizer jack, and then right beside it is this sewer outlet here. So this outlet is dedicated to your front washer and dryer location. So the unit does not come with the washer and dryer. It is all pre-plumbed for it though. This drain does not have a tank. It does just straight drain. So if you do go and get yourself a washer and dryer set up, whenever you use it, you just make sure this cap's out of here, allowing it to drain itself out. Otherwise, you will flood that front bedroom. In your front slide here, you got your storage compartment. So that just opens on up. Magnetic latch holds it open for you. Inside of here, you'll find your water hose. Inside of the water hose, you're going to find your park adapter. So your 30 amp into there, 15 to a standard outlet. Here you'll also find your sewer hose. So those two ears there on the adapter, 20-foot hose otherwise. It does just fully extend out. This green bag has all of your vacuum hoses in it. And then lastly is just this little jack here, just for running all of your stabilizers. All right, just attaches onto the end there, simple as that. Around front of the unit, you do have a battery disconnect switch kind of right under it in here, and tucked up in the back. All right, so you can see you get this little red key there with it pointed up. That's it turned on. With it turned counterclockwise and pulled on out of there, that's it then disconnected. All right, so whenever you're using the unit, you want this guy hooked up. Whenever you're leaving, you'll just disconnect it to prevent your battery from dying. Battery itself is housed inside of this box right here. As long as you're plugged into that short cord in the back or your 7-pin to your tow vehicle, that battery is charging for you. Underneath this cover here, if you open it up, you get access to your propane tanks. In the video, just pull this right off, and then I can show you your changeover in the back here. You have a little arrow, it's pointing off to this tank right now, and we're currently green. We're here, and the green indicator there is just letting us know we're running off of this tank and we're good to go. If it were to go red, it's just letting you know this tank's now out of propane. You'll close this tank off, flip the change over to the other side, run off of this tank while you get the other one filled. In front's your standard tongue jack, one way's up, other way's down. Down this side of the unit, you get your front entry door to your front bedroom. Just have this little T-latch there, which would sit into here to hold the door open for you. 2 exterior speakers here. Cable and satellite outlet, as well as a power outlet. So if you want TV outside, you got the power to do so. Your patio entry, which we'll use in just a second. And then right in the back of the unit, right in the center there, you've got your cable and satellite inlet. Pop this cap open, coax cable plugs into the respective ports, fires up at your TV location. Now we'll head inside of the unit. Your assist handle here is just going to pop up 90 degrees and then it'll fall into place. So you open up your screen door and then open up your patio door. You're going to grab this handle here, pull that step straight out, flip that last step over, make our way inside. So first things first, once you come inside, right on the right there, you get your fire extinguisher. That's standard, pull a pin, point and shoot. Straight across the wall from there is your LP detector. Propane's heavier than air, sits on the floor. That guy detects and starts going off just like a smoke detector would. Straight up from there, this big switch right here is going to do that ceiling fan in the back. We'll get you a better look at that once we open up the slides here. And these 2 light switches, the one on the right is going to do an accent light above your 2 slide outs. The one on the left there does your pendant light above the island. Then around the corner from there, you get this little light here, turn that on. This binder here's got all of your owner's manuals, any remotes, any keys, anything like that, you're going to find right in here. Straight behind it, you got all of our light switches. So in the bottom center there is our ceiling light. We turn that switch on, it just turns on this dimmer switch. You press that dimmer switch, it'll turn on all your lights throughout the unit. Press and hold and those lights will dim down. Continue holding and they'll dim back up. Release at any point to choose that level of lighting. Your outside speakers have a little blue light inside of them. Turn it on just with that switch there. This light switch in the top right does your awning lights. We'll show you that in just a second. And then on the left side here is your water pump switch. So turn that on, turns on your water pump, drawing out of your fresh tank to pressurize your lines. Your slide outs are all tied in together on a hydraulic system, so they all run off of this one switch right here. Press and hold out, the slides will make their way out. Typically, you're going to start with the bedroom slide, and then we're going to come to the kitchen slide, and then the living room slide kind of is the general orientation they go out in. You can see today we're doing living room, then kitchen, then kitchen, then living room. Right, so once they are all fully extended, you'll kind of hear the whine on the motor. The lights will dim down a little bit. Once you hear that or see that, you're going to let go of the switch. Just like that. Monitor system is right on the top there. So on the left side you have battery. You can see we're currently F, so that would be good charging voltage. Fresh tank, as you fill that up, we'll go to a third, 2/3 and full. Same idea for your black 1. The black 2 is not hooked up. That's just kind of blank right now. And then gray tank is going to be for your bathroom sink and shower. And then galley tank is for your kitchen sink. Up above that, we've got your thermostat. You can press that bottom bar to wake it up. Hit it again, it'll come into fan low. So of course, moving some air around with the low fan. Fan high, same idea. Now we're using high fan. Cool high is where it becomes kind of not an on-demand system. That's where it'll run the fan on high all the time and the compressor will come in and out as needed to give you cooling. Cool low, same idea. Now we're using the low fan. Cool low auto is where it becomes an on-demand system. So now it'll have both the compressor and the fan come in and out as needed to give you your cooling. Cool high auto, same idea. Now we're using the high fan. Temp selection at any point, just your arrows here. With your air conditioner going, you have 2 different options. There's a little louver on either end. You can see they're both closed right now. If you were to take the little slider and open it up, it allows the air conditioner to just dump all of its air into the living space here. So when you first get out to your campsite, you want those open, cool off this area as quickly as possible. Then you can close them off and it'll start using all of our ceiling ducting. With your ceiling fan here, you get the 1 chain there. You're just pulling that, and that's kind of your speed selection. On the one side there, you get the switch to see whether or not you're pushing the air up or pulling it down. Hit that bar again after cool high auto and it'll come down into heat. It'll turn off the air conditioner and turn on your furnace. Furnace will be moving its air through all your floor registers. After heat, you hit that bar again, it comes into off, just turns everything off, and then it just kind of cycles back around again. You get some storage up top as well as down below there. On the left side, that little water valve is the ice maker for your fridge. So when you're winterizing the unit, you just want to make sure that's pushed in. On the end of your island, you get a little light switch, turns on that little accent light. Then you get your hot and cold water at the island, of course. The sink cover just folds up. It is stainless, so if you got to put something hot on there, you can. For your fridge, you just get the travel latch. Here's just a little Velcro strap. You can undo that, pull it on out of there. And just off to the side. Fridge up top, and your freezer down below. Button right there for turning on and off your ice maker. Ice maker itself's just right here. Once you're done, you're going to start with the small strap. We're going to do that around the handles. Get it on there good and tight. Then we run the other strap down the back, around that handle. Right. In your kitchen, you get your storage right up top that you plug in there, of course, for the microwave. Microwave opens on up, pretty standard, just like home, just the addition of your light as well as your vent. This is that vent that you want turned on with that flap outside opened up to evacuate any fumes from our stove. Stove itself, you're going to press those knobs in, turn it over the little blue flame, hit the igniter, and just hold it in for a second. If you release too quick, it will turn off. Right? You just got to hold it in for a little bit, and then when we release, it'll hold itself. I typically find that the center one is the most finicky, so kind of hold that one the longest to get it going right. Right. Once you're done, just turning them all off. Oven pops on open, automatic ignition, so just the knob on the left side there, you're going to press that in over that little sparker. Press and hold, and just as it clears the air out, you can see that pilot light gets going. Once you have the pilot light, you can then turn up to your desired temperature, and she fires right up. Once you're done, you can turn it back down just the pilot. It'll hold just the pilot light for you, but if you're going traveling, you definitely want to make sure that that's right off. Knob on the right side there is just a timer, so as you have it turned on, you have a digital readout right there telling you where you're at. Closet space up top, sorry, cupboard space up top. Little light above the counter there. Also got some drawer space here as well. In the island is again just some storage, so just be mindful of our drains and water lines in there. Of course, don't want to be breaking none of that. In your pantry, as you open that up, there's a little light right up the top. Nope, no there isn't. Sorry, I lied. Garbage bin right down in the bottom though. Entertainment area. You have the two spaces up top. TV's all set up, ready to go. You do have the travel strap there on it, so it does pull out and swing around. Light switch on the left there does that accent light to the bottom. Stereo, you get your power button on the center there. Select is going to get through all your settings, mode through all your inlets, volume controls on the right side. Zone 1 is the soundbar itself. Turn that on and off. Zone 2 is your outside set of speakers. You can run them both at the same time or one or the other. Power button there to turn it back off. Fireplace underneath it, you get your power button on the right side, so it turns it on. Center right, you have that bottom button flame color. In the middle is your bottom illumination. Center left is your temp selection. You just get low or high there. Then you have a timer on the left side of 30 minutes up to 9 hours. Once you're done, just power button, turn it back off. Across the back here, this couch does fold out. You're taking your 2-3 back cushions, just throwing them off to the side. Then you're going to take the base here, pick it up. There's 2 little legs underneath here that you're then going to swing out. Pick it up and out. Take this back piece and fold that down. There's your bed. Once you're done, you just fold this piece back up. Pick up the foot, fold the legs back in. Flops in half and falls into place. And then all the cushions just sit in place with Velcros. Your recliners on the side here. So the little pull tabs are just on the sides. Centerpiece pops open, you get some storage there. The light right up top just has its push button right on the side. Sorry, it's got a switch in the center actually. You can also turn off that push button side. Above the dinette, same sort of light switch there. You can see you've got it all set up as your dinette. Again, you just have the manual switch here as well. So down the hallway and into the bathroom. The light switch is just right on the left there. Hot and cold water at the sink, of course. Some storage down below it. GFI protected outlet, test on the left, reset on top. So if you ever have outlets don't work, it's the first thing you should check. Hot and cold water at your shower. The stainless head and hose with a nicer shower head. Inside of this compartment here, you get that switch. That's your hot water tank switch. So you just turn that on, turns on your water tank, gets you hot water. Toilet paper dispenser there. We don't install that just because location's personal preference. More storage, and then the return grill for your furnace underneath. Toilet flips on open. You get your flusher on the right side there. Up the wall from there, you're going to find your roof vent controls. So you get your power button on the left. You got to turn that on, and you can press and hold open, and it'll open itself on up. If you look through the grill here, you can just kind of see it as it goes. All right, so once it's done, it just kind of stops in place. The reason you got to have it turned on is because that is what powers the motor. So you got to make sure that that is turned on to open or close it. And down the hallway again, we get your awning switch. And press and hold extend, and your awning will make its way out. Once that awning is fully extended, we're going to see a little white flap come down as well as the black of the metal tube. Once you see that, you're going to stop. If you're to continue extending, it can actually wind itself up backwards, in which case your fabric would be underneath the tube, allowing it to then hold water, accelerating the growth of mold and mildew. So there's our flap. It's just a little bit sticky today, so we'll bring it back in, see if it comes down. Work it back and forth, hope for the best. There we go. All right, and there's the tube, so we'll stop right there. Now if it were to start raining, it's of course going to hold some water anyways. So what you can do is grab either arm, front or rear. You're just going to pull straight down on it. Then you can see that changes the pitch of the awning out at the head, allowing water to then run off. Now if you like that angle better because it does give you more shade, you can do the same thing with the arm up front. Before you bring it back in though, you want to make sure that these arms are back out straight and fully extended, just so you're not running the risk of bending them. And then we can press and hold the track, and that awning will make its way back in. Again, just watching to make sure that your fabric stays over top of the tube. You can also get a half decent look at your awning light here right now too. And the last thing to keep in mind with your awning is it does catch a lot of wind. So once you get up to about 15-20 kilometers an hour wind, you want to bring it back in. Again, just so you're not running the risk of bending your arms. All right, in the bottom or around the corner to your steps here, you get that light switch, turns on your hallway lights as well as the stairwell lights. Right in the bottom of this first step, you do have your central vac. So just pull all this out of the way. So you get that slider on the side there. That's where you'd attach your hose to. Power button's on the left. With that all hooked up, with that slider closed off, and then with that switch open, you have this kind of dust pan eliminator here. So you'd sweep up any sort of dust, open this guy up. You turn it on and it'll suck up any dust for you. Up the stairs and we'll come up into the loft areas here. So your light switch is just over on the wall there. Flip it on open, there you go. Coming up into the space, you do have emergency exits here. So you just gotta get these curtains out of the way. You get that tab on the left here, pull that, get rid of the screen, take this handle here and throw it outside and you'd hop on out. Some storage space. You do also have a power outlet and a USB outlet. Then on this wall space here, you do have a TV backer, outlets for it. You're also pre-wired for Wi-Fi. Over to the other space, it's pretty much identical. You have your light switch over on the wall there. Emergency exit just down from it. Open storage with your power outlets, TV backer, cable and satellite outlet, and just a little closet space here as well. So now coming back down, and we'll head into the front bedroom here. Light switch up on the wall. The one on the right does your light. The one on the left does a porch light outside. Beside it, you get your power outlet as well as your antenna outlet. Turning that antenna on is just that little button there. You get that green light letting you know it is turned on. Cable and satellite outlet above it. Thermostat here operates your front air conditioner. So with your air conditioners here, you do have the two of them. If you're on a 50 amp service, you can run both at the same time. If you're using that 30 amp adapter like we are, you only have use of one or the other. So for right now, you're not going to have the air conditioner up front here just because we have the one in the back going, but you do still have the ability to run your fan. The only thing different about this thermostat, it just doesn't go into heat just because it's not hooked up to your furnace. Storage here. Converter right down in the bottom. You're going to press the top and center, it'll pop on open. All of your breakers in the middle or in the top there. Whenever a breaker breaks in the center, so just turn it off and then back on to reset it. All of your fuses are on the right side. You do supply you with that TV box, just so if you're looking to pull it out for winter storage, you got somewhere to put it. If you pick up the foot of your bed, you do get access to that storage compartment. And then in the head of the bed, you just have the little reading lights there on their own little switches. Light in the center there, just on its own center push button. And then this door here is where you are prepped for your washer and dryer. And then you just have all the closet space in the end here, as well as your two drawers. So that's about it for this unit. If you've got any other questions on it, please feel free to give us a call, 204-237-7272.